Mr. Anstruther.
How do you do?
Did you have a pleasant trip?
Very pleasant and very interesting. Good evening, Miss Carter.
Oh, come in, my dear. I just saw Mr. Anstruther. I didn't know he was back from his trip.
Oh, yes. Sit down, won't you, dear? I've just had a long talk with Mr. Anstruther. I've realized for some time how much I've been imposing upon you and your family.
Why, not at all.
I've wondered, what can they possibly gain by giving so much to a lonely old lady?
Oh.
And finally, I've decided to do at least everything that is in my power to do.
But we don't want you to do anything.
I'm sure of that. But I want you to know that I have asked Mr. Anstruther to draw up a new will so that when I die, everything I have will come to you and your family. It isn't at all what I would like to leave you, Georgianne. I would like to leave you happiness.
Oh,
He's very well known as Algy to the girls of Mandalay. He's a captain of Lancers, Algy. He's bold, he's brave, he's hay.
Georgianne, do you know what your father is?
Yes, I think I know.
Nonsense, my dear, you couldn't know, and it just happened.
He's been made the headmost sales manager of the entire London branch.
Yeah, what do you think of that, Georgianne? Making money on his own and everything.
Oh, tut. Not big money, of course, but an impressive step if I do say so myself.
Of course it is. It's just what we need to convince the old lady. Just think how pleased she'll be. She'll think we're all wonderful.
She'll think we're wonderful, all right. She does now. In fact, you don't even have to go on with it, Sahib. We've won.
Whatever do you mean?
She's decided on her will. We're to get the money. She's going to leave us everything she has.
How too marvelous. Aren't you going to compliment Georgianne, Sahib? She did most of it.
Oh, so she did, my dear. Very good. Excellent work.
Wonderful. Now we're all set.
Yes, we're set at last. And now, let's plan our party.
It can be a celebration now. We'll have a wonderful time.
Going to India, eh? Well, that's my old stamping ground. Must give you some letters of introduction, my boy.
Ah, India.
Richard and Georgianne were born there, you know.
They were.
Yes, poor dears, they were born there. Such an awful place. I've never been there myself, but they've told me about it.
That's very astonishing.
Oh, don't mind Mommy. She has little lapses like that. Nothing dangerous. Perhaps we'd better dance.
Rather a shy young fellow, what? I'm sure I've seen him about somewhere. Never forget a face, you know.
Your whole family are rather complex, aren't they?
Oh, yes. Well, take me, for example. I'm probably the most complex character I know.
Really?
Really?
Richard.
Huh?
Why did you ask the boss yesterday to recommend a night school in engineering?
Oh, that? Oh. I just did that to impress him. Clever of me, what?
But why did you want to impress him? You're going to give up your job as soon as you get Miss Fortune's money, aren't you?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
You won't need a job.
No, but...
Is your father going to give up his job?
Saab give up his wombats. He's sales manager in the place.
Well, if your father's going to continue toiling among the wombats and you're going to spend your young life in an engineering office, well, it just doesn't make sense, does it? With the will and all that.
Doesn't it?
Well, it doesn't to me. It looks like a slight contradiction.
Well, it does rather, come to think of it, doesn't it? What do you suppose is wrong?
You. You aren't hard-boiled enough for an heir, and you might as well face it.
You think so? I wonder.
Come on, Richard, let's dance.
simply to say, ma'am, that you dance exquisitely.
It is a beautiful dance, isn't it?
With you, ma'am, it's a poem.
They've made up. Oh, I'm so glad.
Who?
Georgianne and that nice Mr. McRae.
Oh, yeah.
I've loved you for a long time, yes, but that doesn't mean I'm going to marry you.
But why?
You really want to know?
Why?
All right, then. Your suspicions about us were right, Duncan. We didn't love the old lady, and we didn't stay with her because she was lonely. We were after her money right from the start. And that night you came to the house, I was afraid you'd spoil everything. I was afraid to even have you about.
But you're not afraid now.
No, because now she's come through. Now we're going to get her money. Oh, we're all rotters, Duncan. We always have been and we always will be. We're parasites. We cheat at cards and we lie about ourselves. And the only time we behave like decent people is when it pays.
Such a long speech, darling, and I don't believe a word of it. I don't care what you thought you were up to. I don't care what you think you are. I want to marry you.
Oh, no, Duncan. I'm not turning noble, but I won't mess up your life. Once I wouldn't marry you because you weren't rich enough for me. And now I won't marry you because I'm not good enough for you. What happened?
She's fainted. Those must keep her calm, you know. Old ladies liable to this sort of thing.
Her fluff's coming off in your trousers.
They say if you hold a puppy by the tail, its eyes will drop out.
That's guinea pigs.
Oh.
Is Andrew there? Andrew.
I'm here.
She wants you to telephone for Mr. Anstruther. He's to hurry.
Oh.
Is she?
We don't know yet. She's barely conscious, Miss Georgia.
She sent for Anstruther.
Oh, Sol, I'm so ashamed.
My dear.
Rick.
What?
Do you think she's going to die?
I don't know.
Do you care if she dies, Rick?
Well, I'm rather used to the old gal. She's not so bad, really.
We're horrible people, aren't we? Hard as nails, all of us.
Don't you think people ever change?
Not us, ever. We just aren't any good.
I think I am.
Don't make me tired.
I think Saab is. He's changed.
I suppose you think I have, too. I'm about as much changed as Mommy is. We've been acting so long, you think we're changed. But you're fooling yourself, Rick, like Duncan. You wait and see. We'll be back to normal. You and the Saab, too.
Wish her luck, little Jane.
How is she?
How is she?
I'm Miss Fortune's lawyer, not her doctor. He will inform you at the proper time. Since I am her lawyer, however, there is a little matter that may perhaps interest you. Miss Fortune's one thought, despite her grave condition, has been to live long enough to set her signature to a new will. This she has done. I need not inform you as to the identity of the new legatees. I might add, however, that if certain circumstances had been different, I should have advised Miss Fortune most strongly in favor of a more impersonal charity. As it is, it makes little difference.
What are you trying to tell us?
In the past few years, there has been a steady depreciation in the value of Miss Fortune's holdings. I did not wish to worry Miss Fortune in her late years by telling her this, because I thought that things might be managed for her alone. If Miss Fortune dies, taking debt and taxes into account, the estate will be practically penniless. I trust you will find it possible to forgive her.
Why should we forgive her, Mr. Anstruther? That's a strange thing you're asking of us. And pray, what is there to forgive? Wasn't she good to us? As to the money, we don't want it. We don't even need it.
Absolutely not. We're perfectly able to stand on our own feet.
Indeed. Then perhaps I might add that if Miss Fortune lives, I doubt that I shall be able even to save this house for her.
If Miss Fortune lives, Mr. Anstruther, you may rest assured there will be a home for her always.
She will not need this house.
If I've misjudged you, I beg your pardon. Good day.
Oh, Mommy, you do love her?
Darling.
We don't want the money. We don't want it, none of us.
Yeah, darling.
Oh, and we really want to be what she thinks we are. Mommy, she mustn't die. We've got to show her. We've got to take care of her. She saved us, Mommy, don't you see? She saved us all.
You may come in now. Miss Fortune wants to see you. She seems to be very much stronger.
That's better.
When we get around that bend, I'll show you what the wombat can really do.
Indeed.
That's the best curry I've tasted since India. Since Canada.
You know, Mrs. McCrae, I wonder if we ought to go to India.
Will you please stop talking about India? Once and for all.
This day, this sun, this purple veil. Why were they planned? With what in view but for the setting of our love?
Such lovely lines, Richard. But such old ones to use on your own wife.
Well, here we are at my new home. Hasn't this been a wonderful drive?
Yes, indeed.
And I firmly agree with the words of Abraham Lincoln, that great American, of British extraction, of course, who said, you can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. I give you Mr. Lincoln.
Ah, yes, thank you.
Mr. Lincoln and the Tsar were old friends.
Indeed.
Oh, perhaps it was another Mr. Lincoln.
Now I would like to propose a toast. To my family, God bless them, one and all.